Welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you, and thanks for checking out the channel. Just got back from being boots on the ground at the Kaseya Center. Boston Celtics put it on the Miami Heat today. They win 103-85. I can't remember the last time the Miami Heat beat the Boston Celtics in Miami. Maybe I'm missing a game, but is it game? I'm not even going to research this because it just feels like forever. But is it game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals in 2023? Is that the last time the Miami Heat beat the Boston Celtics in that building? Because ever since, like the last time they were close, of course, was game 6, Derek White tip-in. I don't think they beat them last year in the building, and I know that they lost all their playoff games. So I don't think I've seen the Miami Heat beat the Boston Celtics in person in a very, very long time. And obviously today was a very interesting day because it was the debut of Andrew Wiggins. He was making his Miami Heat debut, and Spo was feeling a little bit frisky. He was rolling out a brand new starting lineup. Now, caveat, Tyler Hero missed the game today with a stomach illness, as did Jaime Jaquez Jr. I don't know what the hell they were serving at this gala on Saturday night, but it seemed to take the Heat by storm. And whoever catered that event, I need you to answer for your crimes. Because you can't be taking out Boy Wonder's belly. I can't have that. I can't have him waking up with the bubble guts and being unable to perform on a basketball court. Because let me tell you something, dude. When they don't have Tyler Hero out there, they do not really have a prayer to score points. This was one of the worst offensive games I have seen in person, and that is catapulting off of a fourth quarter where they scored 9 points. And yeah, the only guy really competent at scoring today, and I wouldn't even say it was like a brilliant offensive day, was Bam Adebayo, who finished with 22 points, but he was 6 of 17 in the field. It was a hard trip to 22 points. It was not exactly like, it wasn't like Tatum. Tatum today was he started the game 0 for 5, and he would finish 13 for his last 19, and he was putting a beating on anybody the Miami Heat put in front of him. I mean, we came into this and we're like, oh, Andrew Wiggins, he's going to do a good job on Tatum. That did not happen. Wiggins, oh my God, anytime Terry Rozier was on Tatum, whoo, that was a rough watch. Pella Larson got it a couple times. Duncan Rod, I mean, Tatum was feeding buckets to everyone. No Jaylen Brown in this one for the Celtics, so he was left to his own devices. And yeah, the starting lineup spell rolled out today was Andrew Wiggins, Alec Burks, Davion Mitchell with Bam and Kalel. And it started off with a pretty good first quarter for Miami, where they basically had Boston in a bit of a defensive, a bit of an offensive chokehold. But I don't know how much of that I'm supposed to give just to Tatum was missing everything. They were really missing everything, because once the Miami Heat started making substitutions, it started going downhill pretty quickly. And, you know, it was disappointing because Kalel had a really strong start to the game. He blocked Porzingis. He forced a Tatum miss at the rim. He got he got a big putback off a Wiggins miss. So I was excited. Like, Kalel Ware was doing some really nice stuff. I thought he got off to a strong start, which I really hope we don't bury the lead on what's important this season and what's left of this season, which is the development of your first round pick. I really don't want that to be lost on it, and I do feel like it's getting lost over these last few games. That kid needs to play, and he needs to play through everything. It's important. Not saying this just because I have a Rookie of the Year bet on him. I'm genuinely saying he needs to play through everything. He needs to. It's going to be the idea. If you're going to tell me days ago you weren't willing to part with these pieces for Kevin Durant, then you need to not close with Kyle Anderson in the first half, and you need to play Kel'el Ware. But, I don't even know what I'm yelling about anymore or upset about anymore. I'm numb. That's the thing. Is like it felt numb watching this game because it was just so laughable with the shots the Heat were hitting. Although I will say, Bam, he had a quote after the game that I was like, dude, I don't need that.
I mean, I look at the positive. We only have 4 turnovers. Coach has really been on us about our turnovers, and to have 4 against a team like that, it speaks to what we can be. Obviously, we didn't shoot it well from 3, and I feel like that was the game right there. I feel like everything else was in our wheelhouse besides, obviously, lost the rebounding by 1. So, yeah, it's more positive than negatives in this game. Obviously, we lost, but when, you got 2 new guys in the starting lineup trying to figure out our system and trying to figure out what they can be at this point, they're going to get comfortable, and we're going to figure it out.
Big fan of his. Everybody knows that. I think that tremendous dude, very talented player, and won't always give you in media what you think he's going to say. And he was just basically like, yeah. He goes, 3s didn't land today. Honestly, we've been turning the ball over too much. Not too many turnovers today. I'm looking at the positive. I was like, wow, that's a swerve. It's great that the Miami Heat were able to give you a good solid 7 minutes of basketball today. But the rest of it was pretty bad. Pretty bad product to watch. And I did not enjoy it very much. Al Horford was lighting the Heat up like a Christmas tree. And I could only think watching that, I'm like, how does Kevin Love feel watching this? Because Kevin Love's got to be a little embarrassed that he's not able to do this anymore and just cook teams with that outside shot. I don't know what happened. Like Kevin Love could roll out of bed and hit some threes. It was just gone this year. I don't know what the hell happened. But woo. So I don't know, man. Goran Dragić was there today. That was the lone thing that made me happy. Gogi gave a beautiful little intro pep talk to Andrew Wiggins today. And that made me, I love this man. He needs to be in the organization in some way, shape, or form. I just think that was a great thing for him to welcome Andrew Wiggins to the building today, even though Wiggins did not have a fantastic debut. That's okay. I'm not like panicking on that yet. It's a little bit of a weird. It was a little bit of a weird rollout for Spo. I don't really understand why he went like full tilt different on the starting lineup. Like I was asking people today. I was like, hey, do you think they'll go Davion Mitchell in the starting lineup? And people were a little skeptical on that, which he ended up doing. They put Burks out there, and Burks had a pretty good performance today. But I don't know. It was very much this team was like, whoa, we're all out here anew. We're trying to figure this thing out. No Tyler hurt a lot today, just from a lot of different standpoints for Miami. So don't want to judge the trade just yet, although Jimmy Butler had like 15 free throw attempts today, so that's like 30 over his first 2 games in Golden State, and the Warriors are 2-0, so, what are you going to do? I think it's probably best for your mental health not to look at those box scores for a while. Me, I enjoy the punishment. So from this standpoint, Spo, he said, he thought the resolve went away a little bit when they stopped making buckets. I guess I really thought that, to me, their defensive resolve, the plays at the rim by Kalel, those mattered. The 3-pointers, I feel like the Heat almost got lulled into that game, and that you just can't win that game against Boston. You just can't. I was hoping that Miami was going to bring it a little bit more in the mud, and it felt like once they had to go to the second unit, and you had like Duncan Robinson, Kyle Anderson, Terry Rozier, Jovic who can hit anything. It was just like, this isn't going anywhere. So I guess the hope is when Jaime's back, when Tyler's back, it brings it all together. Terry Rozier, what can be said, dude? I mean, that hasn't already been said. His only good presence today, he missed a bucket and Kalel Ware followed it up. But every time he's out there, it just feels like his decision-making is bad. Nothing goes down. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. Nico couldn't hit the broadside of a barn today. He let that old lady down. They had some 100-year-old lady. It was like her first Heat game. And she's like, hit some baskets for me today, young fellow. And he goes, I will. Not really, though. He didn't have it today. Nobody did on the Heat. It was, oof. 3-pointers today. Wiggins, 2 of 10. Bam, 1 of 5. Kalel, 0 of 4. Davion Mitchell, 0 of 4. Nico, 2 of 9. Duncan Robinson only took 2 3-pointers. Make that make sense. In a game where you need offense and Duncan Robinson's getting 2 shots. What? Terry, 1 for 4. Pella, 1 for 3. Kyle Anderson was 0 for 5 today in his debut. Not the most inspiring debuts. You got to say, everybody. Yeah, you pulled out all the stops today. They had the Bride Papa John's. They had the parachute free T-shirts. Game Ops did one thing that really upset me today, and the Heat were down probably 20. I don't remember what the exact score was. Who cares? But Game Ops had the audacity to throw Goran Dragić and his sweet Slovenian face. They had the audacity to throw Goran Dragić up there, who was like, it looked like he was in the middle of cashing out of a pill. And then they're like, ladies and gentlemen, Goran Dragić. And even Gogi was like, hey. Probably looking, he's like, ass is kicked right now, dude. Why are you putting me up here? Why would you waste the Goran Dragić cameo in the fourth quarter? Put Goran up there in the first quarter with the video of him and Andrew Wiggins talking together. That's Game Ops. That's how you do it. You throwing him a Heat legend up in the middle of a 20-point blowout. What kind of Game Ops is that? You put Gogi up there. You put a video of him and Kalel Ware up. You get the crowd fired up. You got these rat Sully and Murphs infesting the arena like a bunch of roaches. And I got to sit here and you're wasting the Goran cameo in the fourth quarter. But don't worry, everybody. Bams, please, because they only had 4 turnovers today. Great. Yeah, you guys only had 4 turnovers because, like, Lord knows, like, everything was bing, rebound, right to the Celtics. It was a 3-point shooting contest. Wasn't exactly a game where defensive impact was there from anybody. Anyway. Now that he get to go and play OKC. Hopefully Tyler will be over his stomach illness. And we'll see if it goes smoother than tonight did.